Hey guys, welcome to Flares episode 2. Today we are joined by the miraculous and amazing Doug Livesey. And as always, we're also joined by the marvellous and the beautiful Jordan Riding, also known as Naught. And today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Slipknot, we're going to talk about Co-op Arena, and we're going to talk about Dave's Aquarium. But start things off with, we're going to start off with talking about the Slipknot gig that you might all know about. So Jordan, do you want to hit us off with that?
Yeah, excuse me. It was in America. Well, they've been basically Slipknot have been away for a while. They've had numerous members leave over the last few years. They've replaced them, and the fan base was getting a bit miffed with it all. Anyway, they got rid of the drummer recently, Jay Weinberg, he was called, and he was a good drummer.
Not die.
He died, yeah, but they got Jay Weinberg, and it was Max Weinberg from the Bruce Springsteen's band, I think, the E Street band. And he was a good drummer for him for many years, but then they just got rid of him like that about a year ago. So everyone's been wondering what's going to happen when Slipknot come back around again. And they have come back. They've got, I think, is it Eloy Casagrande from Sepultura as the drummer. And he's an absolute beast on the drums. So they've come back with this show in the middle of the desert in, I want to say California. And it's at this steak, like a steak and grill place. I think it were Pappy and something.
Pappy and Mamas, was it?
Something like that. I can't remember, man. But it's, I think Jack was saying before, it's about 600 capacity outside, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, about 650 or so.
Yeah. So they've just booked this, because they're doing the 25th anniversary of their first album. So they're doing like gigs to commemorate it and stuff. And they've basically turned up at this steak and grill place in the middle of nowhere. And they've let fans know about 2 or 3 days in advance. And if you find the news, you get the tickets, and that's that. And they put their old boiler suits and old masks on and did this gig, and it looked awesome. It was one of them where you've really got to be there. And for a band at
we'll
flash
some pictures of the gigs, as you can see now, for all the visual washers. And Johnny Carey.
It's one of them like once in a lifetime things. I think for a band at this stage in the career to do something like that is really cool.
Yeah, they also played a lot of tunes from Slipknot and Iowa, like the first albums and stuff, heavily on the old tunes.
Yeah. Really old school set list for the diodes. So yeah, it's a cool thing. I think more bands should do stuff like that, really. But
if there was any band you could pick, alive or dead, which one would it be?
We'll
go around the room.
Yeah, I'll have to have a think on it.
Let's play a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Let's say it's like a small venue in the middle of nowhere. Which band would you like to see? Well, 600 caps, not a tiny venue, but I think in America it is a tiny venue. Everything's massive.
Velvet Underground, I reckon.
Velvet Underground. Yeah. What about you, Jack?
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on it.
I've already taken the coolest one.
I'll just be bored.
I'd like Bring Me to play a tiny little gig like that again. That'd be sick.
I've seen Bring Me in Academy 3. Yeah.
Did you see him at King George's Hall supporting Lost Prophets though?
No, it was I Killed the Prom Queen that supported him. And
I was
said,
really young, and I don't know how I got into the Lost Prophets gig.
I mean, it depends what kind of gig. Like if it was, I'd say Primus, but if it were like an intimate...
I've seen them 4 times.
No.
All at massive venues though.
Yeah, I mean, Incubus would be good, but if they did a really deep set of like B-sides and stuff, I'd get a bit nerdy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what it is, but yeah, it's a cool thing. It's one of the closest things I can think of that I've seen like that was, and when the 1975 were about to drop the second album, they were like massive then. They were doing arenas and things, and they went to Academy 1 just before the second album dropped, and they played loads of like new stuff. And it was such an intimate gig for a band that were doing arenas. It was absolutely incredible. I was up at the front with all like the young fans like crying my eyes out halfway through. And that's on the internet now, so...
It's just the Americans call 400 cap gigs small gigs.
Yeah.
In this country, I'd say small gigs like 150.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Definitely. But...
get them on it, Loom.
Yeah, cap 60.
Yeah.
We were talking about, so I'd like, for those of you that don't know Loom Shuttle, we'll put a picture up on the space. There. We were on about just like getting rid of all the furniture and just putting them like a punk band in the middle of it. We were talking to a young band called Red Earth the other day that wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they wanted to do that. And me and Singy are like, do we just wreck the gaff for one night? And the thing is like, well, it would give us a good excuse to give a refurb. And we're like, yeah. Krang wanted to do it as well. Can you imagine that? Someone would be fucking put fit windows.
Oof. That would be what it'd be something to remember, wouldn't it?
Dude,
Tom doing the salmon slide, jumping in.
Tom-shaped hole in the window. Like Wile E. Coyote.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, put in the comments which band you would like to see in a small intimate venue. Just let us know and we'll respond to it. If it's a good option or if it's a bad option, Jack will roast you in the comments.
Oh yeah.
So the next topic we want to talk about is the co-op arena. Jordan, do you want to give us the lowdown?
Yeah, so the co-op arena is the most useless thing ever built because Manchester already has an arena. So they've just gone, all right, hey, capitalism, let's get an even bigger one. And
is it bigger than MEN?
Yeah, it's meant to be one of the biggest. The only one that's going to be bigger is the one that they're doing in London next.
Is it bigger than Wembley?
I don't know the full ins and outs of the specs of it.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Google it, kids. But
we're so prepared with this podcast.
Basically, yeah, they've built it. I think someone. Did Sam Flanagan not put on that he was DJing there a couple of weeks ago?
22,000, so it's way smaller than Wembley.
Shit. But yeah, and they were meant to have Peter Kay on at I don't know if it would be the opening night or whatever, and he's had to cancel it. And this week it's come out. Well, they were talking about the Music Venue Trust. I'm not so sure about the ticket levy thing that you're on about. There was a pound ticket levy, whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, they fudged the whole thing from the word go, and the director of it resigned or something.
Yeah,
mad like that.
he didn't turn around to the Music Venue Trust and say something along the lines of, it's not like music venues and grassroots venues aren't failing because everything's hard. It's because they just run badly.
Yeah, which is total guff.
And a Mark from Music Venue Trust hit back at it, and then I think he got a lot of guff and then resigned. Yeah. I think that's what happened.
And all the subsequent things that were meant to happen this week there have been cancelled as well. So it's a bit of a shit show, really, and it's
So I hope that's get cancelled.
I think one of my mates is going as well. Yeah, one of my other mates from work he's on about that. But yeah, it's just you've got the MEN arena, that's too big as it is. I don't go and watch bands there because it costs too much money now. I remember when Ramstein were like 50 quid 10 years ago there.
They double that now.
One of the lads I know they paid 175 quid for like VIP tickets or whatever.
Taylor Swift for 200 quid plus, wasn't it?
When you go to MEN arena, AO arena, sorry, it's about 8 quid a pint as well. You look and more for a glass of wine. It's crazy money. So I don't know. I prefer, like we were talking about in the last thing, bands in smaller venues easily. I know you can't always get that with bigger bands, but
I think though, when you're in an arena and stuff like that, I think it's like more because it's more of a stage show.
It is spectacle, isn't it? Yeah.
It is a spectacle.
I went to the 1975 there.
It's like no one goes to Creamfield to watch good DJs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's going for the whole experience.
All those sets and stuff are pretty much pre-mixed and pre-prepared, which kind of makes the grime stuff even more impressive. That it wasn't a pre-mixed set; that she actually just bundled it normally.
We all dogged it. Yeah.
Like normally when you see DJs and stuff, it's an hour-long set that's already been predetermined and already pre-made. So because the visuals that they have and stuff are so difficult to make, to do that live is very, very difficult. So it's all pre-done and it's just mimed. David Guetta's done it for blowing years. But I know what you mean. I maybe this is me my old age, but I do like the intimate venues better.
What do you think
that's
about
my
it?
cope. Yeah, that's absolutely my cope. I've managed to avoid this big stadium. Very intimate.
Yeah.
When I play Lumen Shuttle, there's room just for me.
So, you're in a bottle of wine that you refuse to use a glass with.
Ain't no wrong with that.
We've got a picture of that here.
There's on Facebook somewhere, there's footage of me on fire there. So.
Yes. No, we didn't upload it because we were worried about insurance.
It's on my Facebook somewhere.
God, that's a great story. So it was Doug's birthday, and when it's someone's birthday at Lumen Shuttle, allegedly, they could do what's called a flaming Lamborghini. I'll try and put a picture of that here, but in case I can't find one, it's basically where you get a coupe glass, and then you get a bar blade on top of it, like a little metal bar blade, and then you get another coupe glass, and then you fill them full of pineapple juice, and then you make like a fountain out of tiki fire and set it on fire. And you have to drink all the pineapple juice out the bottom one without setting yourself on fire.
Oh my God.
And so
Nobody
far,
told me that I wasn't allowed to set myself on fire.
no, but you're the only person we've seen actually get on fire from it.
Oh my god!
Apart from that time where I set Singy on fire, but that's because we were both fire breathing. There's a video of that somewhere as well, but he will not give it me for love nor money, sadly.
Your arms come out your sling, by the way. I don't know if you're getting sick pay for
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But yeah.
Don't show the cameras. Allegedly come out the
It'd
sling.
be like League of Gentlemen, won't it? Will I lose my benefits?
I'm supposed to leave out for an hour a day. I'm okay.
But going back onto Co-op Live, but more, I don't know what else really much more to talk about it, but like maybe I was going to get more into venue side of things and say like the big controversy of it was that the guy turned around and said venues are just badly ran, they all suck ass and stuff like that, and they hit back at being disrespectful and disingenuous. But I don't know, music changed at all. Arenas always just sold out, and that's just how it's always been, and it always will. And the music, the grassroots thing is just completely separate. It's not necessarily about music lovers.
Yeah, kind of. But it depends who you watch. Like, there's always going to be bands coming through to the arenas, but there's also... Are
you wearing Christmas socks?
I am, yeah.
Get a zoom in on the Christmas socks.
This is they got Santa on a rocket, by the looks of it, riding the atom bomb to hell. But yeah, yeah, that's what it is. So,
the atom bomb to hell.
Yeah, the arena thing. I mean, there's always going to be. We're in like the last dying breed of these boomer bands. Like Fleetwood Mac used to come back and sell arenas, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when they're all gone, this is a wider thing that I've always kind of talked to people about, where bands and artists will come through, like Taylor Swift's in 1975 and stuff like that, but the calibre is never going to be the same as what is dying out now. There will be your legacy acts, and they will always sell the arenas out, but I'm wondering, other than your pop stars, I mean, you'll get like Billie Eilish and stuff coming through, selling arenas and things like that. You will always have that. Bands and stuff, I don't know what's going to go on with bands at the arena.
That's a good transition into a bonus topic that I prepared for the last week, but we didn't talk about. Which is that, so if that's the case of them performing in arenas and stuff, a lot of artists now are performing in video games.
Right,
so, let me just pull it up. Get a close up on George. There you go. What's he saying? I'll have to dig this out real quick.
Performing a video.
Yeah, it's a thing now.
Yeah.
It is a thing, yeah.
Notable. I think the first one, not the first one, I think a few games did it before, but Fortnite had like various rappers. Most recently, I think had Billie Eilish in it. And it's just all festivals. They've got artists. Roblox started doing Grand Theft Auto's got a record label now.
Really?
Yeah. So this is the question: is this the future? No more arena gigs and just performing in
Nah, there's loads of people in
video games.
Without me going all myself. There's
It sounds absolutely horrible, so it's quite believably the future.
No, but it's interactive.
oh yeah.
But it isn't technically. It is interactive. You can interact with your favorite pop star. It's just inside a video game, surrounded by thousands of other people trying to interact with them.
Well, in like about 40 years, it'll be like a tube that you shove up your ass and hear Sam Smith in your head or something. And some hologram appears in front of you. But I don't know. No, I'm just being a bit absurd with that. But I don't know. Put it in. I don't know. It's just, pump that music into you. But
put the tube up your ass, the fan on behind you, so you can feel the breath on the back of your neck.
It's like
That sounds nice, man.
you'll feel the actual cup of piss being thrown at your head. But it's like them lollies you used to get in the 90s, where you put it in your mouth and you hear the song in your head. I was like jamming to Barbie Girl by Aqua while having a nice strawberry lolly.
I don't remember that.
Not remember it? Wow, I used to push some pops or whatever. I don't know. But,
Push pops, yeah. You flip them out. They like you go, and it goes.
It was something. No, it was something else. Like melody pops. No, that was that parrot one which you blow and it goes. They were called something, but I used to see them at
Was that
Toys
not
R
in
Us.
Chitty Bang Bang? Toot Sweets.
Oh, the child catcher. I don't know.
No.
This just confirms that I'm in the wrong timeline, man. Fucking singing in video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something I'm too familiar with, to be honest. But
What about our resident gamer, Jack? What's your opinion on this?
yeah.
Because you've witnessed this, haven't you?
I've not witnessed it like personally. It's wild though. Like it started with Travis Scott with
Yeah, Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
That was like major when it happened, and it was like the biggest like increase in players that Fortnite's ever had. So
Yeah, it was like 23 million or something like that.
something daft like that. And they've just kind of rolled the ball with it.
Yeah, they just kept it rolling.
But
And then
like loads of
everyone else
people are
jumped on
doing
it.
like collab, like loads of like video game companies doing like collaborations with music artists now.
Yeah.
So like Overwatch have been doing like K-pop artists collaborations, like in-game skins, but they're like matching like the artists and stuff. I think Fortnite does. I don't play Fortnite, so I wouldn't know the full details on it, but
Yeah.
Thinking about the GTA thing, I mean, like GTA 6 is coming out. I know it's a bit of a detour, but I'm going to buy that. A lot of people are going to buy that. I think it'd be cool if there was like a venue in the game, because they're trying to make it better than every last game, aren't they?
Basically.
If there was a big venue in the game and you could go in and there would be different bands on all the time, and it was big bands that we knew, or DJs that we knew, and they'd recorded a set especially for it, or DJs had recorded a mix.
I just realised this has already happened and none of you realised which game it was. Club Penguin did this years ago. They had a music venue that people did this in.
Way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Club Penguin did it, and then they shut it down for a bit because they found out Al Qaeda was using it as a messaging service because it wasn't being tracked. Seriously.
4 Lions, weren't it, when he has puffing party?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
They weren't checking it. So Al Qaeda, not Al Qaeda, it was ISIS, were using it literally to message each other in because it was untracked. It's a children's video
God.
game.
So they were in there as like, what, little animated penguins?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's got an ISIS tattoo.
That's what funny. Let me get a picture of that tattoo and I'll superimpose it up. Go on, show me it.
Oh,
You got an ISIS tattoo? Wow.
Penguin tattoo.
Brother Jack.
Brother Jack. Jihadi Jack.
Salam. We can't put that in.
I am Arab, I'm allowed to say it.
I know, but I might get my head cut off. So
No, you white folk can fucking worry about that later.
After I found out about bloody pop stars in video games, you can cut my head off.
that's it. No, but I think, like going back to what I said with GTA, I think that'd be cool. Because I know it's like me becoming a boomer, and I'd be like an old man yelling at a cloud against this stuff usually. But yeah, when I'm playing GTA next year, if I'm still here, not being like, bombed by Russians or something. But yeah, if you could go into a club and see a band, and if they recorded an actual set for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they recorded a live set.
Well, they did. Well, all these artists have. They
done it,
haven't just
Well,
played the songs. They've actually done a live performance in the game.
I think that's quite cool in a way, yeah. I'd normally be set in my ways and say it's daft, but yeah. I'm a bit of an... If I could go into a club on GTA 6 with Incubus players, set, I'd be like,
very similar to live streaming, essentially, because you're not just live streaming, but the platform is inside a video game, not on a YouTube screen or something like that.
So I think in its own way, it has its merits. It's not my primary consumption of music by any means, but yeah.
I don't think
TikTok's mine.
any merits whatsoever. That cloud's been above my house for 6 days. It's the same fucking cloud, and I'll get angry at it if I want to.
Well, yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? It is going to be, I think, with the way, like I said, the way the world's going, this is just the tip of what's going to happen with stuff like that, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
it's going to be
all
like,
horrible.
oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
none of it's good.
It's all some horrible AI shit, isn't it? Yeah.
Should do another podcast where you just like set the date back by a month each time, and it's just, oh wow, everything's getting better.
Yeah. These guys are getting progressively
touring
happier.
again.
When we tried to film the first time, we talked about this. So there was a Taylor Swift lyric that was that said, if I could live in any era, it would be 1830, but without the racism and being sold to the highest bidder. So we all went round and said, which year would you like to be born in? So what did you say? I can't remember.
I said just on the cusp of the 90s, so I could do like
if you could choose an era to be born in, what would it be, Doug? Don't say the 70s. Everyone says the fucking 70s.
1342. I reckon I'd be a blacksmith, and I'd be working, I don't know, 100 days out of the year. The rest of the time, just sitting on my ass drinking cider.
You know what?
That's a great answer.
That's heavy, that, but it's good.
Heavy that la.
Heavy that la.
How about you, Jack?
Maybe like 10 years before my time. So like got a bit better music because I'm like 98. So
almost our age, Jordan.
yeah.
I think I'd revise mine now. I'd go to like 3,125 or something.
Yeah.
Just to see what's going on. And then I'd instantly just kill myself. I'd be like, fuck. There's be dudes in the streets like with AI dicks in him out or something, I don't know.
That was my answer from last time. You fucking stole my answer.
It'll just be AI dicks, man. They'll have taken over. That's the AI dick society.
Hologram AI dicks, yeah. That's what
you won't be able to feel anything.
Like door handles, microphones, everything will be a dick. You'd be like, okay.
No, because
cans.
I fucking said last time it'd be like 20, maybe born 20 years from now, because I think everything, we're on the cusp of like some really fun shit, or complete and utter annihilation, so I win either way.
Well, yeah. Be like Fallout.
Yeah.
That guy who fucks the chickens.
That was such a good show.
It was wild, wasn't it? I'm absolutely in love with that woman. Was it Ella Purnell? Oh god!
I'm still working my way through Baby Reindeer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
I stopped at the end of episode 3 because I thought, you know what? I can just pretend that that Donnie and Terry just live a lovely life after that.
4 is the worst one.
Oh god, stop! Everyone says, "Oh, you don't got 4? It's the worst one."
Oh man, how can you stop before episode 4?
That's what I did with French Lieutenant's Woman. I'd read a number of John Fowles books. Let's start with The Collector. Got to French Lieutenant's Woman. Really cared about the characters. He just made up his mind. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do right by tragedy. And it's like, no, I've read 4 of your books now. I know what you do. So you can fuck off. I'm not finishing that.
Excellent.
Never read another word of his.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, we're coming to the end, fortunately. Unless Jordan did his homework and brought another subject with him.
Well, I think that a future of AI dicks might be a segue.
That was, yeah.
What was it that you fucking said? Like Dave's Aquarium.
Well, it's a swingers club that's going to be built. That's nothing to do with music. Unless I can get like a sync thing with them, and I'll be like, yo, pump my music. I'll start making porno funk or something, and they can pump it in.
To play like an old West brothel, and I'll just play like an off-tune piano in the corner, like I'm the. It's an old dream of mine.
No. I know. I've got a story about this. So when I was in uni, one of my lecturers was Peter Hook from Joy Division New Order, and I told him about this nudist gig that me and you played.
Yeah.
So context of that before we go into that story. Me and Jordan used
very
to
low slung guitar that day.
Yeah.
So we've got to tell this story now.
Oh god. Okay, so we used to be in a steel band. There was like 5 of us in it, and anyway, we got hired to play this nudist gig one day, and we were just laughing about it. They're not actually going to be nude. We rocked up, and there was only like 2 or 3 nude people there first, and we're like, "This is weird." This. It was in a hotel that was like locked off to. It was
the Headlands Hotel in Blackpool.
I don't think they want shouting out, but anyway, so
we played nude people standing outside trying to get in.
Well, they went to Sandcastle that day and went on the slides and got done.
So we set up, we started playing this gig, and the promoter's like, "Oh, shall we start? Do you guys want to partake in it?" And I was like, "Hell no!" And I looked at my sister who was also in the band, and they went, "Definitely not you either." Anyway, so as the gig goes by, it starts filling up with more and more naked people, and there was literally about 150 just people, dicks out, just tits on the floor.
Yep.
Like, it was awful. Then as it went on, and we got more pussy drunk, this guy decides to fucking Daffy Duck it. Just no pants, no underwear, just t-shirt.
Winnie the Poohing out his mind.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to a nudist beach and just take loads of Viagra and ecstasy and just walk like, morning. Turn out nice again.
It was wild.
Our double tenor player got completely in the buff as well.
He did. Gareth got all his kit off.
He got all his fucking kit off. And then I just remember we took a break, and then I went back to, and then the DJ was sneaking past. He went, "Excuse me, I'm just going to get to the decks, take over." And I could just hear on the side of my pan just a little. And I was like, "Mum, you need to clean this pan of mine. I can't touch it."
The other dude, the guy who booked us, was just sat there like that. He was like a fucking Satsuma.
He was literally like a Satsuma. No, this guy was completely fully clothed right at the start of the night, and just as the night got, he just got one.
He just got in the mood, didn't he?
And right at the end, he was just in the buff, literally sat like this.
Yeah, we're like 2 women next to him,
guys. And just Satsuma, just fucking
so much enjoyed it, can't you?
Satsuma City.
I got loads of people following me on Twitter after when I put on we did a nudist gig. All these naturist men was like, "You can't beat it in the buff. Try it sometime. You're scared you might like it."
It was fucking awful.
Pretty sure I only ever beat it in the buff.
Yeah.
Nah, fully clothed, mate. Gets cold otherwise,
Through
doesn't
the
it?
jeans. Oh, it was.
Yeah, they set the world record, didn't they, for the most nudists on a roller coaster, didn't they?
They did. They shut Blackpool off from that day, so there was a massive protest.
To
Everyone's kicking
save
off.
Everyone's eyes.
Yeah. old dicks and titties.
So anyway, back onto the other story. I was telling Peter Hook about this, and he was talking to me. He said, "Oh, that's a mental story. That it reminds me of this gig I played on a band after New Order. New Order. It was something like Slade or something like not Slade. Something like with the SLA anyway.
Yeah.
And he said, we ended up playing this weird bondage club. And we're like, what? So he said, we had to set up in the spank chamber. And we were playing the gig, and halfway through the gig, they asked us to turn it down because oh God, because the cooks couldn't hear themselves scream.
What?
They couldn't.
Like the cuckolds.
Yeah. As they were getting spanked. And I was like, meanwhile, my other university lecturers are just there like this.
Oh my God.
It's horrified. And I was like, damn, Peter Hook, he said, I don't think I've told anyone that story. And I was like, so now here's your exclusive.
Wow.
Man, years ago I had a job and we had a work to do, and we ended up back at the boss's house, and the boss was this woman. And like the second in command was a mate. We were there drinking. That's me and this other guy. Only like a couple of us. We've been drinking all day. They walked in leather and bondage gear and started like putting on a show for us. It's
oh my God!
The most uncomfortable I've ever been.
Can't really kick off because your boss.
For the sex people.
that was great, but I'm really aroused. It's just. Yeah.
I've got to go get in the buff now.
Oh my God. We're going to get the leather out next.
Anyway.
There's a whole backstory I never told you. I'm married to a man, and I've got to go.
On that one, just before we hit the end of the podcast, this is why we like to shout out some new music. Doug, you have a friend who's got some new music. Do you want to shout out?
Yeah. Daniel Hester, Hester. He's got some mental new stuff out on Bandcamp now. Some really beautiful old folk stuff. So go check that out.
Yeah, we'll find a link for it in the description below. And other than that, thank you for watching all the way through episode 2. Make sure you follow Doug, Jordan, and Jack, and myself. They'll show that up somehow on here. And make sure you show all the Firelit pages. Just to remind you, when you see this, I think we should have the Salvage House launch gig, so make sure you come down to that. It's free, it's all filmed. We're doing an open mic night right at the end of it, so if you're like a new artist and you need some footage, you get free footage, 4K, beautifully edited, for free. So make sure you come down, you'll see all your favourites. So you got Doug playing, Jordan's playing, you've got Kaylee Hall playing, Miranda Miles playing, the Rafters are playing it as well, and Corey Foster. You've got everybody.
Go on then.
So check it out.
Corey's playing with me at Tap Select. Oh my God.
In the buff.
When is this going out?
Nice.
In the buff, we're going to be both very naked. I mean, like more than naked. We're going to take off.
Good shave this
Robbie
off.
Williams, take the skin off. Rock DJ style.
So thanks for rocking with us, DJ. We'll see you next time.
Whoop.